popcorn. We are two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me, and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Media popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault.
Hey, everybody. This is Media Popcorn. I'm Eddie Collins.
Guys, it's Justin Brown.
And we're Media Popcorn, spoiler movies. And we're about to spoil the 2025 sequel to one of the best zombie franchises out there. 28 days, 28 weeks, and now we're talking about 28 years later. You know what I mean? So, if you haven't seen it, puck up your butt and close your ears because we're going to spoil the fuck out of it.
Yeah, whatever that means.
Yeah. This movie, and it's interesting because I looked at Lluvia's trivia, our producer, Lluvia's trivia, right? And I think this is a good starting point. She said, although 28 weeks later ended with the virus reaching Paris, 28 years later depicts the outbreak as still confined to the UK. Danny Boyle ignored the previous ending, while the writer Alex Garland, who had returned, explained in a Reddit AMA that Paris was likely nuked. Now, for not necessarily for me, but when I saw this with Tati at the theater the other day, right? Mm-hmm. She was like, yo, it feels like they kind of like pulled a Star Wars, like what, episode 9, and we're just like, kind of forget everything you like remember from the last movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like we're in a world now 28 years later where the UK is basically like quarantine. Like it's cut off from the rest of the world, right? Yeah. But at the last, like I just read, in 28 weeks later, it ends with the helicopter with the one kid that's the carrier of the virus. He's in Paris, and then the zombies take over Paris, right? Yeah. So I'm like, that doesn't make sense because Europe, how will Europe be able to contain it, but not the UK at this point? You know what I mean? Especially if the carrier of the virus is in Europe now, not in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying.
It was like a big red, like it bothered me personally throughout the whole movie because I'm like, it's kind of like, especially when the soldier comes into play and he's like, I was part of patrol. I ended up on this island because we got capsized or whatever. I'm like, it's almost inhumane for the whole fucking world to just let the UK suffer. At this point, it would just behoove them to nuke it. And they'd be like, in a few years, we'll just rebuild with that land. You tell me corporations and like, you know what I mean? It just didn't make any sense that this whole country would be cut off from the rest of the world and just living in this, paused timeline. Yeah. But it's like they're like, imagine being raised in the 90s and they like, you're living like you're like in like 1832.
But everybody else has the internet and everything else.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. Like you're fucking Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, because what's even crazier is because Aaron Taylor Johnson is the dad. He actually lived in a time where he did see the beginning of like the internet and technology, right? Yeah. But his son has seen none of that shit. So his son is almost like regressing the human race in a while.
Well, yeah, he's just like, what's that? It's a phone. Well, also like it was interesting. The soldiers just like. It's like, yeah, it's, talk about things like, oh, yeah, you don't know what that is. You don't know what that is either. Like that was a very interesting. I think that character was pretty good and important to the plot and just showing exactly who this kid is and what he's missed.
Yeah, the Swedish soldier, Eric was that character's name. Yeah, I mean, I did like seeing. I love the kid actor. Alfie Williams is the actor's name. He plays Spike, the 12-year-old kid of Aaron Taylor Johnson, who's this character named Jamie, and his wife, Isla, who's clearly dying of some type of cancer. I thought it might have been dementia, and that character's played by Jodie Comer. Because, with the memory things, I was thinking, oh, is it like a fucked up version of dementia? But then, like, once, the doctor examines her breast and she's, like, tearing up, I was like, oh, like, and he says, like, right, like, you probably have either a cancer that started in the breast and spread to the brain or vice versa.
Yeah.
He's like, no matter what, it's terminal cancer.
It's like, it's over, baby. It's over.
Yeah. I mean, we could break down this plot. It's pretty straightforward, actually. It's like.
Hold on. Can we just first take a second? The doctor. He was the commander in the first one, right?
No, the commander in the first one died.
Ray Fiennes was, but the same actor played the commander in the first one.
No, this is Ray Fiennes, bro.
Oh shit! Hey, I don't know. You know what? With his
How dare
fucking
you.
red hue that he put on and shit like that, I'm just like, wait, what's going on?
I mean, the iodine was interesting. He's like, I basically have to like soak myself in iodine, so I'm less
Yeah, 'cause they don't
threatening to
like it.
them and shit like that. Although, because there is so there's 3 of these movies. Alex Garland, Danny Boyle, they like basically signed a 3-picture deal. Nia DaCosta, who did Candyman and The Marvels, actually did the sequel. They already filmed the sequel already,
Yeah.
which I think is going to follow the Jack O'Connell character, which we'll talk about. And so I'm thinking we might learn. I expect a lot of questions to be answered because this movie raised a lot of questions. Did you get the impression that the doctor was the one creating those alphas? Because they talked about it's almost like they're on steroids and like it has to be a hormonal thing. And so I'm thinking like the doctor might have been experimenting with some of these motherfuckers.
I don't think so. I think
Really?
I think that because they said that like it's all of them. It's like they're on steroids. All of the fucking
Alphas.
It's not just the alphas. It's all of the things that when the virus gets you, it's like it's because they have like
All the
unlimited
alphas were like
stamina.
jacked up and had big ass dicks and shit. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like if it infects someone who's like a big fucking dude. Yeah.
I get it.
And like that dude with his big old swinging hog chasing people, it was just like, what is happening right now?
My friend John texted me. He was like, "Hey, did people giggle in your screening when you saw like that stuff?" I was like, "No, there's just too much crazy imagery on the screen. I think for our audience to be like, we gave a fuck about swinging dicks because
Yeah.
it made sense that they would all be naked. Like at this point, like why would you?
Yeah, 28
Yeah,
years. Yeah.
it made a lot of sense. And also, I replied to my friend John. I was like, also like seeing dirty naked people like in both genders wasn't surprising after you've ridden the red line in Los Angeles. It's that was just a Tuesday for me. You know what I mean? That is jarring the first time you see like a butt naked, dirty woman on the train, especially. Like that was really jarring in LA. I was like, because in New York, typically the people you see like in that state are always men, right? Like unfortunately, I don't know, and so it was just really jarring. But yeah, man, I thought the stunt work was really good with the zombies. I thought they were like really effective, and they showed different types of zombies. Like you had the fat ones that are almost like herbivores because they're like eating bugs first instead of biting the humans.
Yeah.
Like when the one thing is crawling onto the sun onto Spike, right? When they're like sleeping in that temple.
Yeah.
He goes for the shoelaces first because he thinks it's a worm.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, interesting.
Which that was just gross.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the zombies were really gross in this one. Tati did point out that all the obese zombie creatures looked Asian, and she thought that was kind of questionable.
Did they?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like there's really no way to get around this at this point. Would it just be, their skin? I mean, like, the fat deposits in their face, things like that, which then pushes, the cheekbones up, things like that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a good point, too. Yeah, for sure. And maybe it's just in the design and stuff like that. And just, Tati interpreted it as, her brain goes or whatever.
I thought he was just like sumo.
I mean, because it did show like the deformities of the various bodies and how they've reacted, I guess, over the past 2 decades dealing with this virus and stuff like that. The humans at this point are basically, like you said, living in squalor. It's like very much like the movie The Road, where like it's post-apocalyptic. Everyone just has the bare necessities. They hunt with a fucking bow and arrow and shit.
Yeah, this is what Baloo talked about, baby.
Yeah. And basically it's like kind of like The Walking Dead. They live in like this fortress that's at the end of like it's separated from the mainland, and they have to go through low tide. That was actually really cool visually. Like there's some really cool stuff in this movie, like the way that they have to cross to get over to the mainland. When that alpha was first chasing them after their first foray into the main island, and that nigga was going fast as fuck, I was like, there was moments where I was like, that's cool, that's worth
when dude caught them on the mountain, he was like, got y'all motherfuckers. And all of a sudden, he just started coming down the mountain. I was like, oh no.
Well, that was what was so wild. It's like, we're like getting through this kid Spike, we're kind of seeing this new world in the current state. Like, his dad, Jamie's like, guiding him. And then when they come across that alpha and the dad's just like, stay fucking still. And you see the big dude and all the zombies just kind of waiting. I was like, this is like some wolf pack shit.
Yeah.
But it's just zombies. Like,
and then the crazy thing is, then the alpha, after the other zombies get killed, or they don't find anything, he's just standing there. He's just standing there, just waiting.
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting about these zombies is, technically, they're not feeding off of human flesh.
No, they're just beating the fuck out of you.
So, like, it is more of like the rage zombies, having rage, like this virus, what it does. But obviously, these zombies starve and shit like that. Because remember, at the end of the first one, the zombies were like, like they were clearly didn't have any energy. They were starving. All right. So it's like, what do they get their energy from? Like, what's their sustenance come from? Because it's not by like eating people or anything like that, because it seems like their sole mission is just to spread.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah,
That's
what I'm saying. This next one, like, or at least by the third one in this trilogy, we better have some fucking answers. Because right now, like, it kind of feels like they're going willy nilly with the rules and everything. Because to your point, if it was about starvation, they could have, by now they should have starved out all the fucking infected. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
There should be, at this point, 28 years later after the initial outbreak, yeah, for sure. Or like I said, like, the UK is like the second biggest, like, isn't it like, that's not the second biggest, but it's a big world economy. Like, you know what I mean? And for that to just be cut off, like, even just the real estate, like, for sure there'd be some countries to be like, just fucking bomb the thing.
Yeah.
Like, if that's not what this is eventually leading up to, like them having to prove like, hey, we're not infected, we can be saved. Like, I don't know what this is about, because if it just results in the whole world being infected by zombies, you could have just done that with this new trilogy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
fucking this is World War Z.
Yeah, because we're just leaning into like the religious aspect and like religious zealots, it seems like, and how they abuse power in this post-apocalyptic world and shit. Post-apocalyptic. Because I was kind of like, there are some really cool moments in this movie, and then at the end of it, I was like, but what was this for? And the ending, the last 5 minutes is also like a fucking Looney Tunes cartoon, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
So before we get to Spike and his dad and like them going on this hunting, which is like a rite of passage for young boys and stuff, we open with a young boy named Jimmy, and he's in a room with a bunch of his sisters, and like clearly it's the beginning of the outbreak. And Jimmy is able to hide behind the bedroom door as he watches his sisters get fucking viciously ripped apart by like
his father.
Yeah. Before he's able to run out and escape. And then we, real quick, spoiler alert, we get older Jimmy played by Jack O'Connell at the end of this movie with a bunch of like weird Irish Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles who are fighting zombies.
Fucking Jim Cotta.
Like, folks, it was kind of silly. Tonally, I was like, what is going on? Even the music they were playing was like, what? And you're like, it's like kind of slapsticky. And you're like, wait.
And these niggas are in tracksuits. Like, what is going on right now?
In different colors. Yeah, it's like Irish Power Rangers.
Yeah, and they're wearing gold. Like, it's like he's got gold rings on. He's like, and gold chains. He's just like, well, hey there, laddie. Guess what? Follow me, gold.
Yeah, I don't know why like enough people haven't talked about this ending. Like, I was very much like, Tati and I looked at each other like, what just happened? And then it just ends. I'm fortunate enough to know that they already have a sequel. Like, they're making more of these.
Yeah.
But if you just go in there and thinking this is gonna be a one and done thing, you're probably like, what the fuck just happened?
like that. It was so fucking nuts. Like, yeah, right? Like, that was absolutely really fucking weird. Nuts. That means really just crazy. Like, well, my name is Jimmy. Hey there, friend. I was just like, wait, what's happening here? When all of a sudden this kid is kind of like
The zombies
kind of
come dead to
cornered.
rights. Yeah.
He's cornered, and then all of a sudden, fucking a dude just appears on some rocks. It's like, you seem to be doing a good job there, laddie, but I think you bit off a little bit more than you can chew. You mind if we help? But jump in and have a little fun here, see? And then they flip off the mountain. And like you said, straight up fucking Power Rangers. I was like, what is going on right now? What is this?
I will say this, though. Wouldn't it be mad fun to see Irish Power Rangers? If like they talk in those accents and they're Zorda, no, yeah, just and they do jigs at the end of each fight, like river dance.
Zoran, I was in the middle of a test, you cunt. What do you leave me alone? I was having a pint and watching the football game. Leave me alone, Zora.
Oh yeah, they would be all drunk and be like, oh.
Well, they wouldn't be drunk, but they would just be living their lives. Because the culture in the UK is a lot different than here. Like they'd be living their lives. They'd be like, Zoran, you cunt, and they call him a cunt. They would like Alpha 9. Imagine Alpha. Imagine Alpha.
Yeah, they would be like, fucking pantsing that robot all the time.
Ay ay ay, ay ay ay.
No. It would be like it'd probably be the voice of like an African immigrant or something like that. They'd get a fucking Jar Jar Binks to do the voice.
Oh no, Brandon! Why did you have to bring racism into this?
It's inevitable.
I mean, but like, that was a really wild, and I was just like, okay, this is interesting. And then like, also like when he puts his hand out to shake his hands, it's like, hey, I'm Jimmy. And it's like and he goes to shake his hand. First of all, he never says his name. He shakes his hands just like, yeah, it seems like we're about to team up here, boy.
Well, mind you, he's covered in like you said, like gold chains, but there's a lot of like religious like crosses and shit. Yeah, and he's got these rings, and you're just like, oh, this nigga's plumb crazy.
No, and then it literally looks like he found the end of the rainbow, defeated the fucking leprechaun, and melted down the gold. Just like what is happening right now?
And in between that, folks, is a very intense road trip that revolves around zombies.
A walking trip, rather.
Because basically, like, Aaron Taylor Johnson takes his son out, and they're able to kill a few zombies. They get chased back by Alpha. And Aaron Taylor Johnson uses this story as a way to, like, over-exaggerate. He like makes the whole trip seem more heroic and Spike seem more heroic than he actually was, because Spike froze up quite a few times, especially when like it came to the fast zombies. He was able to kill the slow ones pretty quickly, but the fast ones were like, it really counts to shoot, because when they're getting chased through that house, bro. And Tati and I were just like, God damn! And the brother next to me was like, "This nigga crazy." like he was like, and he was useless, But it was also like he was 12. This is new for him, and then these niggas are running really fast at him.
Well, when they were running across their water bridge, basically, and fucking the Alpha was chasing them, and this nigga's falling, and he's just like, get up. I'm just like, yo,
that was
intense.
Well, yeah, that's also where it was like, I mean, Aaron Taylor Johnson's character must really love his son, because he's already banging over this one townswoman. Mm-hmm. So that means he knows that he has another kid potentially coming at some point. Yeah. So, like, he could do another one. He could do a redo like if he lost this one today. But at the same time, obviously, it seemed like he probably knew what the Alphas do to bodies. That's why he was like, we got to be like, shut the fuck up. It's like, because the Alphas basically, the way they kill you, they just rip your head out from with your spine.
Yeah, they basically
do it to animals. They do it to humans. Yeah. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
To your point, like, they don't
combat. They're like, get over here.
But to your point, it's like they don't need human flesh for consumption and like sustenance. They just like fucking the Alphas, especially, they just kill you.
Yeah.
Which is why I also thought that maybe Ray Fiennes he might be involved in the creation of the Alphas, because one, he doesn't kill the Alphas. He just paralyzed that one Alpha for a while, right? Instead of killing him, because I'm like, wouldn't you want to kill this motherfucker?
Yeah, like, cut that nigga's head off.
Yeah. And then two, when the Alpha does attack them, the Alpha just like grabs him and it's like banging his back against like the ceiling of like that hideout they have. But the Alpha could have easily ripped his spine out. You know what I mean? Like, if it's like the Alpha had opportunity to kill Ray Fiennes' character.
Well, no.
And he did it.
He was going to, but the kid stabbed his arm with the fucking
with the morphine shot. I get that, but I think that like, you know what I mean? I just think of little things like that where I'm like, this zombie, like Alpha could have killed him instantly.
Well, no. So the Alpha, basically, he has like little bunker area, which the Alpha knew exactly where it was, because also the Alphas are smarter. Sorry, hit the fucking mic. Yeah. The Alphas are smiter. Are they're smarter, they're bigger, they're stronger, faster, whatever. So he punches into the ground and grabs by the back, and he's banging him up the top, like trying to pull him out, because the Alphas, they don't just go ahead straight ahead and just rip your head off. They throw you around, beat you up a little bit, and then grab you by the innards of your fucking
that was wild.
Of the roof of your mouth, and then they pull your skull, your head off out with your spine. So
yeah, when he did that one soldier, that was in the theater. We were like, whoa,
yeah.
Like there were moments where, you know, like especially based off the reviews I read, where I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a lot slower than I thought. And then there was like one really slow part, but everything else I was like, it's just you just don't know what it's leading up to. You know what I mean? It's just that was vicious.
Power Rangers.
Well, that was dude. That's what, folks. We keep talking about it, but like for real, it is so insane. Like it comes out of left field tonally. Yeah. It's just like you're watching this very serious. Like literally, the scene before that, we've seen this kid. He had to like his mom killed herself basically with the help of the doctor.
Well, no, she basically the doctor kind of euthanized her.
Yeah, but like, you know, she voluntarily did it, right? So it's like Dr. Kevorkian over here, and then he's got to take care of a little newborn baby that's from a zombie, mind you. We haven't even talked about that yet. Return to his house, return to his homeland, drop off a letter to his father, basically saying like, "Hey, I'm out, but don't worry about me."
Yeah, but take care of this new baby though.
Yeah,
don't hurt it.
And then like wander back to the mainland where you barely survived the first 2 times, and then you end up with like the leprechaun gang. Like, you know what I mean? Like what, this kid's gone through a lot. And like for us as an audience, I'm like, oh, this is what it was leading up to. Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
There's no hints of that crew. The only hint we see of the other life on the mainland is the fire that the doctor was like, you know, because remember that's the first trip, right? He was like, hey, what's the fire about? And the dad's like, don't worry about that.
I've never been there.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's like, oh, the one doctor. I mean, to be fair, even if he's the only doctor, you know, of like within 100 miles, the nigga is crazy because he was lining up all those bodies and then burning them one by one. That's fucking nuts.
And then stacking all of their skulls.
Dude, that is one of the most haunting but coolest scenes I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Like visually, like that was pretty it was disturbing as hell because you're like,
it's his little nigga fucking graveyard.
It really is, though. Yeah. It's like his graveyard art. Like, because it's like he's made temples with these bodies and stuff. And it's like with the skull thing, that was haunting. But actually, I was like, yo, if I were a set designer, that'd be really fucking fun.
And it's also
really fun to put together.
He had done something to the trees, or were those bones?
No. So the one with the skulls, that's tree. That was a tree, I think. Because remember, he's climbing on the branches. And you know what I mean?
Okay, so basically he collected the skulls around the tree.
Yeah.
And then, okay.
But there's so many that they're like compressed together, which is crazy.
So, but the other things, like the other pillars, were those bones or were they trees?
Those are bones.
Okay, that's
those are all like, you know, arms and legs.
Yeah, and calcified and shit like that. Yeah. And they were just like, somehow he attached them all together and just made pillars out of them.
Yeah.
Bro, that like, the visuals of that, like that was actually really cool. But like, yeah, did he go crazy? Absolutely 1,000% crazy.
Yeah. I mean, when you're burning bodies just all day, every day, for God knows how long it took him to get that many bodies, like that changes a person between the smell and just that being your purpose in life. You know what I mean? Like, I guess for him, it's like, I'm trying to respect the body. You know what I mean? Because maybe it met such a vicious death that I want to respect the soul or the body like of this person. You know what I mean?
Here's a question. Was he eating?
That is a good question. That is a very good question.
Where is he getting food?
Yeah, we didn't learn any of that. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many questions I have. even for the humans, like in the UK, like because they had the one bacon, right? They had that was like it was a good day because he was able to get some bacon. You know what I mean? Like Aaron Taylor Johnson when he's cooking breakfast.
Yeah, I mean,
And so I'm
but
like, yeah,
at
to
the
your
same
point, like
time,
what are they eating in the mainland?
but if they can get cattle, you know, if like they could probably raise some, cattle or something like that, in that area.
Yeah, but the zombies would have eaten it by now.
No. So like if they're raising things on that little island, so it's very insular, right?
Okay. Yeah.
If they've been doing this for 28 years, and then they just have to have everything on ration.
Yeah,
Right?
agriculture wise though, could you raise cattle on that like little island though?
I mean, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like forestation, like do you even have the grass and materials you even need to raise? I just especially a healthy one. You can raise a cow, you could try to, but like if you don't have the conditions, it's gonna be some bad meat.
Bad meat.
Bad meat. This movie was mostly filmed on an iPhone 15 Pro Max.
That's crazy.
Making it the largest feature film filmed on a smartphone. That's crazy, right?
So here's the thing, though. There were some scenes where you could see it looked really bad. Like some of the scenes where like the kid was walking outdoors and like you could see the background. It was either like green screen or whatever they used for it. I was just like, that looks terrible.
Okay.
It was like maybe 2 or 3 scenes where I saw that. I was like, what's going on here? It was the quality in some cases wasn't very consistent.
I think they used natural lighting probably. Like I know like when they were like hiding out the first night in the house that like ended up collapsing on them and stuff like that. That was a really dark scene.
Yeah.
For sure. Also, one thing I could have really benefited from in this movie, closed captions. Some of the accents were really, really strong.
Oh, yeah.
Especially at the beginning with the mom and dad. I was like, I don't know what the fuck they're saying. I felt like I'm watching Game of Thrones again. Like, please, someone translate this for me.
I felt like I was watching the Conor McGregor fucking presser.
Oh, God.
What did he say?
Cillian Murphy also isn't in this, folks. I know there was rumors that he might be. No, he is not the zombie nigga that like rises from the ground and attacks them. If I were Cillian Murphy, I'd actually be really offended that y'all thought that was him. I'd be like, yo. Yeah, because that even that zombie is just a simple zombie. There's no lines or anything. Like they kill it quick and that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so we gotta talk about the zombie baby because I know that kid don't know any better. But I'm with the soldier, Eric, who was going to kill, like he shot up the pregnant zombie right after it gives birth. And yes, folks, we see a zombie give birth in this movie.
Nice.
And the soldier kills her. And
So hold on. So now, all right. Being the zombies get pregnant, that means the alpha is just fucking.
That's what I thought. Tati was like, we don't know the timeline. Like, was she pregnant when she got bit? And was that recently? Like, what the fuck? And I was like, I think they were implying that the alpha was the father of that baby because the way the alpha looked at the dead body, like, and obviously seeing that she no longer had the baby, I think that's why the alpha went even harder, like trying to track them down because they had the baby.
Yeah.
But that's also speculation. Like, I'm just going off of whatever. There's no answers to
going off vibes. I get it.
But I was thinking that too, though. I was like, it's like there a reason why they're like not only jacked up, but they also have like obviously big dicks and stuff like that. Because we saw like 2 or 3 alphas in this movie, and they each were same. They looked different, but they were all the same physically. So it's like, what are the odds of like, you know what I mean? That's why I was like, is this intentional? Them designed like this?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I thought the same thing though about the alpha. But yeah, we get a zombie baby, and supposedly the baby's not infected. It's not displaying any rage. The soldier wants to kill it, but then he gets ripped up by an alpha before he can do so. For me, I was like, I kind of agree with Eric, as fucked up as it is, but also like I'm doing that at the knowledge of the last movie, 28 Weeks Later, where that kid, the son, was a carrier of the disease, and they didn't know it.
Yeah.
Right. So like you can bring that baby back to the village, but then if they're a carrier of the disease, then
everybody
gonna, yeah, exactly. So I'm like,
nuke it.
It's risky. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know if I would have had it in me to kill a newborn baby. Because that's you have to be a hard
zombie apocalypse. That's crazy. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. but I would maybe just leave it there. You know what I'm saying?
It's because it's very risky, right? It's like, it's especially in the way that we understand this world, it's incredibly risky. Not just for like sound reasons, because they're like behind a pretty deep fortress, but just for health reasons. You don't know, like, could that baby even breastfeed? You know what I mean? Because we don't know what's going on with the bodily fluids, the saliva. Like, this disease can be spread through saliva. You know what I mean? So
Well, and that
they don't have.
and that's the
The only
thing.
doctor over here is fucking making barbecue ribs off of human carcasses.
So when the doctor's just like, oh, this baby could survive a few days off of water, but like it needs milk, to live. And I was just like, oh, she got to breastfeed the baby, and all of a sudden she's gonna end up dying that way. But then I was just like, but there's a reason that he said that line, and I feel like they have that baby, and they're gonna take it to the village, and then they're gonna breastfeed. That baby is gonna get some milk, and then that baby is gonna infect a woman who's then gonna, stop, drop, open up, shut them down, open up shop. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, that could have hit so well if you got it right.
Yeah. I mean, it did get it right, eventually, but a little stumble. It's okay.
It's all right. We all stumble. What do we do when we fall down, Mr. Wine?
On the way to get back up again. Michael fucking Caine.
Yeah. As of this recording, this movie has made over $103 million off a budget of $60 million, which is kind of a lot. But I can see like the locations being mad expensive.
Yeah.
This is the locations they got they're beautiful.
Yeah, well, no, they were just in like the Scottish countryside.
Yeah,
it's just based in Scotland, correct? Yeah,
I think so. Based on those accents, I felt like I was watching How to Train Your Dragon. So I think so.
Also, it also seemed like I was watching, Craig Ferguson. Was it the Late Show?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, is Aaron Taylor Johnson? Is he Irish, like Scottish? What is going on with his accent?
All right,
what do you think is going? Oh yeah.
All right, so apparently the whole thing with Jimmy, that happens in Scotland. After the outbreak, Ridge Riders written. So this takes place in Great Britain. The title, I don't know. It's weird. I'm trying to find. Oh, no, okay. So this is a coastal England. This is coastal England, where this takes place. But the beginning with Jimmy, that takes place in Scotland. So it's not an Irish accent; it is a Scottish accent.
Okay, but the actor Jack O'Connell is Irish. So.
Yeah, but I mean, Irish and Scottish, as far as accent wise, are pretty similar in some cases, especially to us who don't really hear it as often. Yeah. So it's like I could see how we can easily be like Irish.
Yeah. Now, what's interesting is. Oh shit. So, what's really interesting? Okay, so they talked about the tide, right? Of like the island that Jamie and Spike lived on, and how that's it's hard. You can't cross it when it's high tide. Like even if you try to swim it, it's really dangerous, right?
It'll send you out to sea.
So what you're talking about with the baby, right, and the breastfeeding and stuff, that could be in the sequel, right? That could be one plot that's like going to blow up because this village is going to get fucked up, right? But then if they're cut off with the water, like I'm just thinking like move like in regards to blockbuster kind of like really cool action set pieces, that could be really dope. Because imagine like people are trying to get away, it's the high tide, fucking zombies are like now in the water, fucking biting. That could be really cool, dude.
You have fish zombies.
but then no, like the way you could tie that in with the fucking crazy Scottish Ninja Turtles, right, is that you could have them, if they're so good at skilled at killing the infected, basically they can go to that village and like wreck shop.
Yeah.
I still don't know what the point of the story is though, but
yeah. I listen, I'm interested in seeing what the next one is going to be about, because also I imagine so this kid is like 12 years old, right? So he's now going to learn from the fucking Scottish Ninja Turtles. And like, is he going to return to his village in the tracksuit and then he starts showing him a fucking business?
I can see that too.
But also, I would be confused. I'm like, is this guy coming to save us, or is he coming to, put down a fucking, put down some cardboard and start breakdancing? It's really not clear.
He could do both. He could do both.
He could be fighting, and he has knives on his shoes. So as he fucking twirling and shit, he's cutting throats.
And then his dad's like, yeah, that's my son. I taught him how to dance because all I do is lie and fuck.
So, all right, this is the thing that I found interesting about this whole thing. So obviously he was very upset with his father that his father was out there getting his dick wet.
And eating box. Eating box. It's not his mama's.
Up against the wall. Up against the wall. Which
out in public too.
Huh?
Out in public, just like, in a dark corner. You just,
hey man, sometimes you got to get it in. You got to get it in. You don't like that good public sex, Brandon? It's
not
the
anymore.
thrill that you may get caught.
I'm a grown man.
You mean you're a grown man? Grown folks love to do that. Okay, anyhow, but when he's
let me know where you at all times, nigga, so I know to be 5 miles away. Let me track your notification. Justice, go down this alley, team. Let's go the other way.
Yeah, you may never know what you're gonna walk into. So the interesting thing about that is so he puts her leg up and he out there, having himself a late night snack, and she starts moaning and he's moaning too. I'm like, nigga, what you moaning for?
That's how you can turn up by that. Yeah, I can turn up by moans.
Yeah, but you sitting there. That don't make no fucking sense. Nigga, your mouth is full. Do your work. Do your work.
So
no. So, all right. So getting past that. So his mom is obviously terminally ill, right? But also she's in and out of consciousness, in and out of reality in some sense. And so then him seeing his dad, and he's immediately upset and was just like, yo, it's like, listen, I'm not saying that the dad is right here, but at the same time, his wife is not there anymore. So I can understand how he's just like, well, at this point is just like, my wife lays in bed and she says crazy shit. She doesn't remember anything. It's just like, and so in a way, he's kind of grieving his wife is in a way kind of gone already. It's just like, and when the sun goes out, and and he's like, get out of here, pulls a knife on him, and I was just like, bro, maybe have a little bit of understanding as well. I mean, yes,
he's 12 years old, man. He don't have to understand his dad and his adultery and shit.
I know. I mean, you're right. What
are you talking about? That's just
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This is like all I'm saying is if Paula finds herself terminally ill, it's just like, I'm gonna have to find myself a new mommy. I gotta start. I gotta start sooner or later, baby. These kids ain't gonna feed themselves.
The character arc of Justin becoming the villain of Medium Popcorn. I don't think a lot of people saw that coming when they first started listening to this podcast.
Oh, yes, they have. I started as a villain, and then you became the fucking crazy person, and then we go back and forth, baby.
No, this is a full the full tilt towards you, Mr. Brown. That's fine.
Oh no,
that's fine right there.
You're gonna rise again. You can't help yourself.
Oh man. Yeah, so folks, yeah, I wouldn't have done what Jamie did. I think, yeah, Jamie don't even know his wife is gone. She's dead. Well, actually, in the note, in the letter, yeah, Spike is like, hey, mom's dead. Here's a new baby. It's also named after mom. I slip. Yeah. I see you when I see you, Dad. Yeah, I see you when I see you. That's how bad he fucked up.
It's not going to work out for you. Bye.
That's how bad he fucked up, Justin. So following your logic, right? This nigga lost his son.
Yeah.
Lost all respect from his son after he slapped him.
Yes, he did.
Inherited a random baby.
Hold on. He should have slapped his son. You don't pull a fucking knife on somebody unless you're ready to use it.
No, he slapped him before that, though. Remember, he slapped him when he went into the bedroom because I think that Jamie thought he was going to tell the mom that he saw him tonight. When he was doing that.
No.
Jamie was looking mad skittish.
No. He said to him, it's just like, when mom dies, are you just gonna go get with this chick?
Yeah,
that's he said.
That's
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's talking out of turn,
boy.
Yeah, he's talking out of turn.
He's
talking out. Yes, he is.
I'm calling my dad out.
Huh? No, you're talking out of turn, bro. That's your parent.
No. That's some grown man shit. It's like
no. But that's the thing. You're getting them grown folks' business.
No, Spike. If I'm Spike, you just took me out. You took me out younger than I needed to be to go kill some fucking zombies and shit. You came back and just fucking had your time with the lady of the night out here, and then I'm trying to call you out.
Hold on.
Mind you, I'm being thoughtful enough to not.
Look, relax.
I don't know what she was, but she was an adulterer. That's what she was.
Yeah, adulteress.
Listen. All I'm saying is, if I'm trying to talk to you about this, and mind you, I'm doing it in a room that mom is away from. The kitchen's downstairs. I could have done this upstairs when you feeding her these nasty ass eggs.
She ain't gonna remember anyway, so do it. She don't forget.
Justin gonna end up with a fucking knowing a basket from Jackson. Don't worry about me, Dad.
A baby in a basket.
Brooklyn.
Yeah. No. But I, honestly, though, it's just like it's. I think it's the tone that he took, and coming at his dad that way. He's just
12.
like, yeah, bro. If I said that to my dad, I was getting slapped.
That's an old time,
if I said that to my mom,
that nigga worked for Bumpy Johnson.
Slapped.
He's not gonna listen to a 12-year-old bald kid,
bro. If I said that to my mom, I'm getting slapped.
Yes.
There's no way in the household I grew up in that I'm not getting slapped for coming out of my mouth and saying what he said. I'm with the dad on that one.
They live in the zombie apocalypse. Who gives a fuck about dad's feelings?
There you go, Brandon. And that furthers the point. They're in a zombie apocalypse, and this guy's out there getting himself maybe the last piece of pussy he's ever gonna have. And then his son comes out him bringing in receipts and shit. Yeah, slap that nigga. Slap that nigga. Hey, shut the fuck up. My dick was hard.
All right, everybody. So that's a movie corner with Bobby Brown. Now, our producer Lluvia pulled some letterbox reviews for 28 years later. The first is from Lenny, who wrote, "Ray Fiennes is so damn orange in this film. I thought he was the fucking Lorax." 3.5 out of 5 stars. That's funny. That is funny.
That's good. Or Trump.
Yep. Cloroxy wrote, "I think a zombie with a 28-inch dong is a sign that humanity is truly cooked. 4 out of 5 stars."
Yeah.
I don't know if it was 28 inches, but it was.
He probably had I would say he had a flaccid fucking 13.
Yeah.
That shit was bouncing around. I was like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I wonder if that was prosthetic or if that was
prosthetics.
Natural.
Yeah, they had a prosthetic budget.
Yeah.
Preet wrote, "See people, some orange men are nice. 4 out of 5 stars." You know, he smelled a high heaven, right? He had to smell so bad. I mean, but they also came from a village where you you wash yourself in a fucking pot. So who the fuck knows who smell worse? Yeah. In that world. I mean, because if you just cover yourself in iodine all day, I don't imagine you smell great.
Yeah.
All right. Jacob wrote, "Alex Garland, are you okay, brother? You know, you don't only have to write stressful and tragic movies, right?" 3.5 out of 5 stars.
Fair.
Yeah, Alex clearly thinks that the future is going to be very dreary and dark. Yeah, well, whether it's AI or zombies, something going to kill us.
We're playing right into it at this point.
This is hauntingly true. All right. Next up. Sorry, I'm having some loading issues.
Crazy because we're playing into it in more ways than one. Like, we got the AI field, we got the these dumb fucking laws and shit we're passing. We're going right into the bullshit.
Oh yeah. It's already pretty soon we're gonna be training how to use bow and arrows and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be rough, baby. All right. Trying to pull out some more of these.
Imagine going into a saloon and you have to check in your fucking bow and arrow. Not
mean,
your
that might
gun,
be.
your bow and arrow.
Yeah, that could be a world we're living in. We did get a Patriot thought on 28 years later. And folks, remember, you sign up at patreon.com/media popcorn. You're guaranteed to have your thoughts and reviews of a movie that we're talking about read on that episode. So first up is, well, the first and only comment is Sean the Terrible wrote, "Assalicious raging zombie sex." Really? And then I hadn't seen the movie yet. So I actually replied to this and I said, haven't seen this movie yet, so this comment is wild. LOL. And then Sean the Terrible corrected and said, "That's not in the movie." Crying, laughing emoji. So I was like, wait, is there zombie sex in this thing? Like,
I mean,
know
well,
they're going to do
technically, he was right because apparently these zombies been fucking.
This is true, which is so wild.
Well,
yeah,
actually,
they got to answer.
You know what?
Stuff.
That's a really good question right now because like. And I know we just glossed over it earlier, but like, was she bitten while she was pregnant, or was that baby conceived while she was a zombie? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But either way, I'm pretty sure that baby's like a day walker. Like, you know, a zombie walker or so. Yeah. So like, as far as infected, I would say very much yes.
Also, this is the first of these movies where they actually said the word zombie when they refer to the baby. They call it a zombie baby. So that was interesting. Yeah, man. This movie, like, I think because of the way it ends, like, it's harder for me to like think about what my rating is going to be for it because there's so many questions unanswered, and it's clearly going towards some wild ass direction with the fucking Jimmy clan.
Yeah, go Scottish Rangers.
They had golf clubs and shit. They had toys. They were playing around with the bodies and shit. I was like, what the fuck?
Go Scottish Rangers. New Mighty Morphin Scottish Rangers. Slot on your cunt.
I mean, I've said it already. I would definitely watch that show. I've at least watched the pilot. At least watch the pilot.
Come over here, Goldar. I'm going to melt you down and make a chain out of you.
Justin, bring down our rating system, baby.
Stop calling me baby. Guys, you know how we do this. We rate movies bags of popcorn, small, medium, large, and the XL for the exceptional. If a film doesn't deserve any hot, buttery, delicious popcorn, we throw it into the stale popcorn pile. We pile piles and piles and piles of stale popcorn on the top of it. So, Brandon, we sat down. We watched the 2025 post-apocalyptic coming-of-age horror film 28 years later.
That's right.
What say you, sir?
Yeah, this gets I'm gonna give it a medium. I was thinking, going between a medium and a large. I think I'm giving it a medium though because the story just feels so incomplete. And there was the really long scene with the mom and the son when they were sleeping in the temple that actually really killed the momentum of the third act, I felt.
Yeah.
But I understand why it was there, but it was a really, really slow scene. But some scenes, the cinematography was fantastic, and the set design, especially with the skeletons, that was haunting, man. That was a really cool visual. Performances are really solid, and yeah, I'm just really curious as to where this is going, though. Because for me, I'm just kind of like 28 years later, the Bone Temple. What is that going to be about? What questions is that going to answer? And also tonally, why did this movie end this way? It was very silly. And so maybe it's like the other side of it where a group of people just fuck around. It's almost like a Clockwork Orange, but in the zombie world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if they're just like these fucked up dudes that just like pillage and they're like basically modern pirates? You know what I mean? What could that look like? But this is, again, all speculation. So for that, giving it a medium. Justin, what's your rating?
I think I'm going to go with you on a medium rating. I thought it was a decent movie. It's just there's a lot of questions, way too many questions, and like things just didn't really line up that well to the point where you're just like, okay, so what's happening right now? And it just really. Yeah, like I just don't know what the hell's going on, and like when a movie has too many of like, hey, what's happening right now? It just really kind of throws everything for a loop, and I feel like that's exactly where we were in this film. Excuse me, especially with the ending, and then also if you factor in the ending of the previous film, previous entry in this series. So it's just like there's a lot of, like you said, there's a lot of questions to be answered, and there's a lot of confusion. So yeah, I think, but at the same time, it's entertaining. I thought like the action was great, the intensity was there, the story's pretty good. The kid was a very decent actor for his age and everything.
Solid, yeah.
So like I wouldn't take it anything away from the movie in that sense, but at the same time, there were some things that were a little bit. It was just like, wait, what's going on? So that's why I think you definitely have to give it a medium.
For sure. Well, there you have it, folks. That's a review on 28 Years Later. If you like what we do, please support us by donating to us at ko-fi.com/medium popcorn podcast. That is coffee.com/medium popcorn podcast. You can donate the equivalent of a coffee or medium popcorn, depending on how you want to phrase it. And if you want to support the show on an even higher level, take yourself over to Patreon at patreon.com/medium popcorn. We got $2, $5, $10, $15 packages. You can get them packages. You can get photos of them packages. You can get videos of them packages, as well as hours and hours of bonus content.
Mm-hmm. And hour packages.
Yes, exactly. Take yourself over to mediumpopcorn.com for all your medium popcorn needs. But again, patreon.com/medium popcorn. Get on that good stuff. So you get to interact with Justin and I and help choose the movies we talk about. All that good stuff in mini episodes. It's all over there. Patreon.com/medium popcorn. If you want to follow me, support me, you can follow me at Frodo_Blackens on Instagram and Threads. FrodoBlackens.com for show dates. I'm going to be performing in New York City all summer and stuff. So come and hang out there. And then just how can people follow you, bro?
Well, guys, you can follow me at J Brown Did It on all your social media platforms. And, show us some love. Show me some love and show us some love. That's all we want, baby.
That's right. Show Justin love. Show me love. Show yourself some love. Patreon.com/medium popcorn. Treat yourself to hours and hours of bonus content.
Don't cheat yourself.
Yeah, don't cheat yourself. And don't cheat the way that Jamie cheated. Because guess what? He ended up losing a son, gaining a daughter, and losing a wife. Getting dirty feet.
Okay, I was about to say some wild shit. Let's just end this episode.
Save Justin from himself.
All right, y'all. Peace.